Now we put our belt on, and notice when I talked about the part number difference, this new belt, even though the part was different on the packaging, the new belt and the old belt are exactly the same. It's a bit of a bear to slip around that bottom side. I'm going to pull this spring out and then push that up in there. That way we can get it around the front side here. Got a little bit of room to spare. As you can see, I can't get my finger in there. That'll make sure that we're not pinching it when we put this back together here. All right, now we put this back in order that we took it off. It's got a spline gear on it, so our starter nut, our washer, and our variator nut. Okay, we'll lock that down. All right, I'm going to use the kickstand and the variator tool here. Use the kickstand to hold that tool. Lock that down. Okay, service manual says 43 foot-pounds. So here goes. And we're good. Hear that again? I seen some blue Loctite on these threads when I took it off, so I'm going to put a little bit more on there. Means we got our torque down to spec, just to maybe help keep that from coming loose. Shouldn't be an issue if I torqued it to spec. Make sure the belt is not pinched, and it's not. I got my cover all cleaned out. I cleaned that out with brake cleaner, and of course I did remove this rubber seal before I did it. So just to show you that I've done that. I'm going to put a little bit of oil. There's some rust on these pins. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on each one of those, and then we'll reassemble the CVT cover. Yeah, go ahead and pop this back on here. Watch this clip here. Make sure you keep that out of the way. And make sure your gasket doesn't slip off. This thing just, it seems pretty loose on there. So until you get it locked into place, remember you got a pin down here and a pin right here. So I'm going to try to line up that pin first. Okay, this side's in. I'm going to check that gasket seal as best I can all the way around to make sure I'm not pinching it or it's not falling off anywhere, because you want that to seal correctly. Those pins will help hold it on there enough that you can check that out. Okay, so the first one I'm going to put in is this and a couple on the top to hold it. Don't forget this clip on this end, on this one. There's your puke tube, what I call the puke tube. I'm just going to pull that up and out of the way for now, just to keep it out of my way while I'm trying to screw that, because I got to get that clip in the hole. So, and that clip has got to go in between. Where's that at? Clip has got to go in between here, that rubber piece and the top of the screw. So we'll set that into place, put that in the hole, and start driving it in. This was the only one that's a little bit tricky. I'm going to tighten this one down good. That way I can get all my other pieces back together. Next thing I'm going to do is I've just got 2 in here. I'm going to make sure to connect this air breather hose, because the last time I did this, took this apart, I almost forgot this. So I'm going to get that right away. Got a clip around there, and then a Phillips head screwdriver, number 2, to just tighten that screw down. All right, now the rest of the screws. All right, and the final piece of assembly is the foot peg with the 6mm hex. These screws are of different lengths, so make sure that you get the right ones in the right spots. That's why I never take them out. That way I know I got the right one. All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video on changing the CVT belt. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new, and go Tigers.